Alguns livros. Cadeira. Fica tudo. Bem. नमस्कार प्रोफेसर والله مش بدل
one second. Breaks for
तो मेरा प्रॉब्लम लेकिन
Demek kornamayın ki.
HDMI 2 कर सिलेक्ट
Good कराना चाहिए तुझे वो समझो ये पता है
पा हाँ कर से मुशरफ डिस्प्ले कर एक्सटेंड कर डिस्प्ले
Admin है हाँ yes
Hello.
इतना वॉल्यूम बढ़ा था
So I believe that you have had a very wonderful experience.
Your attention, please. Hello. Your attention, please. Vice President, आप आगे बैठे आगे. Please continue.
So it is not a formal presentation, it is just a interaction sort of a thing. I hope all of you will enjoy this small as we are waiting for the technicians to come. So
CRS gave a card.
there is a question for all of you. Can you identify the images what are they representing? On my left side and on the right side. Please, I need your attention for a while. I do not have the chocolate for the right answer, but still I would prefer you to answer this question. On the right, I believe everyone understands what is there. Yes. And on the left, can you be a bit louder, please? Camera on this side and any guesses there?
Question is
No guesses. I need answer from the people there. Can you be a bit louder, please? Looks like it. I am not able to get it. But believing what the people on the right side are saying, they are saying it is a camera. But in fact, it is not a camera as such. This is so fine. This image has been taken from 1850 AD. So it's a very old product. The one on the left side is a telephone. That was the first telephone built in 1877. Okay. So if we were in that age, we would be using it. The speaker and the microphone used to be one. So if I have to speak something, I have to bring my mouth near to the mic. And if I want to listen something, I will have to bring it near to my ear. So that was the technology in 1877. Okay. And now I am going to show you what it is today. Okay. Every one of you have got a smartphone. Does it look similar to what we used to have in 1877? Not at all. That is why many of you answered that it looks like a camera. Okay. Now there is one thing for us to understand is to why one particular product has undergone so many changes and developments. Why the button is still a button. You see here, even today, the shirt I am wearing has got the same button that was there in 1850 AD. Okay. So any one of you would answer this small query as to why these changes have taken place in a particular product. Any guesses, any ideas you have?
because उसकी नीड में चेंज नहीं है, उसकी जो फंक्शनैलिटी की बटन का काम सिर्फ बंद करना है, वो
What he is trying to say is that the functionality has remained unchanged for a button, but the functionality for a telephone has changed. I don't think there is a change in the functionality. Telephone we use for conversation, isn't it? We still use it for the same purpose. I could see all the people communicating on the telephone. The function is same. You have to speak something, and the person on the other side has to listen to what you are speaking. Similarly, the button. But what has changed is that we have added more functionality to a smartphone to make it a smartphone. Okay. But why is it that we have not added any functionality to a button? This is for you to think. Just because it doesn't require any innovation. Do you mean to say that? Customer is not demanding anything more from a button than it was available in 1850. But please remember that any speaker can fool you on this. It is for you to understand that there are so many alternatives available for a button. The shoulder bag that was given to you when you registered for this boot camp, do you find any buttons there? No, but you still have to close it. What was the product there? It's a chain, isn't it? Then you have a Velcro also. Alright. So don't get bogged down by the speaker. The speaker can take you along with his own perspective. It is for you to understand that what the speaker is saying is correct, or whether he is taking you on a dreamy path. You may appreciate these slides, but are they going to really help you out? I am only trying to show you one part of the story, that we have a button and it has not changed. Everyone has believed my story without investigating whether my story is correct, validated or proved. So this is one thing that is very important for a person who wants to be more creative, that he is never going to believe anyone without experimenting himself or herself, without investigating, without finding out the facts. Because the speaker has got one way of presentation. It is our responsibility to dig out the truth. Now, in the design thinking, the first part is empathy is listening to what the people want. The people may want something and they will tell you something else. They may not always be understanding their need. So it is for you as a person who is ideating, who is doing design thinking process, to really understand the need of the customer. In order to be correctly empathetic with others, you have to dig out the truth. Truth cannot be spoken so nicely and easily by others. So that is one lesson we have to learn when we want to start our journey in doing any creative activity. I hope I am not boring any one of you. Are you all comfortable? So upon your understanding, let us move forward. There is always a traditional method of thinking. Okay. And when we use the traditional method of thinking, it is not going to lead us to a creative solution. Okay. For example, there are people who say that we have been doing this thing for last 500 years, for last 1000 years. Okay. And they don't want to change the way they think. And in such situation, it is very difficult for any individual to bring any positive change. So therefore, the only thing that is available is that we have to forget this statement that we have done it always in the same manner. So we have to think of a new and a different method of thinking about the solutions. I hope everybody is comfortable with my arguments. Okay. I believe that only 33% of the designs, they fall in the category of being a creative designer. Now, this is the biggest question and a challenge to all of us as to how we can employ our brain to develop and come up with creative method of thinking. I hope everyone is able to get this point. We have to change the way we think. But how can we do that? This is the big question. Everybody is asking you to be more creative. Everyone is asking you to come up with a new idea. Everyone is expecting you to come up with a very special feature of the product or the service which you are planning to come up with. But how can you be more creative? That is a big question, and let me tell you, it is just a matter of skill. If we are able to acquire skills that can make us more creative, probably we can come up with creative solutions to the problems. I hope everybody is comfortable with this argument. Do we need this type of change? Do we need this type of change? How many of you agree with this? So there are people who are agreeing but they are not raising their hands. Inside they agree. Okay, it happens. The problem is that we want to focus on how we can think creatively, but how many of you have searched the meaning of the word think and thinking? Please read the slides. Think means to exercise the powers of judgment, inception, or inference. This is the power of our brain. Okay? Every individual has got it as a human being. That makes us the superior creature on this planet. The process of thinking means that action of one's mind to produce the thoughts. Okay. So, for a moment, if we close our eyes and we start thinking about something, essentially what we are doing is that we are producing thoughts. So, our brain is a thought producing industry. Every time our brain is working and producing thoughts, most of the time we produce negative thoughts about being jealous of others. Okay, but if we bring positivity into our thoughts, we could become more creative. Instead of wasting the power of our brain in negative thoughts, we can very easily trap and convert that power of our mind in generating positive thoughts. Not only just positive but creative. Okay. So I am giving you few examples where we will be using our brain in a creative manner. Okay. So we have a problem to solve. It is a mathematics problem. I know mathematics is a bit difficult for you. So I have been signaled to wind it up. I'm just doing it quickly. Please solve this problem. 5 plus 5 plus 5. The right side is always correct. Because it is on the right side, it is right. So he is saying I am doing something that is wrong. I may be wrong. But the right hand side is correct. In this problem it is correct. Any answers from your side? So the gentleman there is answering based on the traditional method of thinking. Okay, the traditional methods look into the rules of mathematics. But if you want to generate thought, can you get it like this? We can solve this problem. Not every problem will be solved by learning the Newton's laws of motion. Not every problem can be solved by applying the principles of mathematics. It is your creativity that is going to give you the correct solution. Okay? I hope you got it. Another example before the dignitaries come quickly. There is a problem in an industry, a soap making factory, which is completely automatic. Okay? And then the customer is telling that I have received a box which doesn't have the soap. So there is a problem, genuine problem. Okay? How are you going to solve it? There will be different solutions. Find out whether the soap is there, use the X-ray, measure the weight, do the physical inspection and so on. These are the conventional solutions based on the conventional thinking. But there is very creative solution suggested by non-technical person, the line operator. Just look at the solution. He suggested that operate a fan which can blow it out. So any box that doesn't have the soap will be blown out. But then I thought that this solution is not really for the customer, it was for the operator. He wanted a fan. तो ऑपरेटर wanted a fan, he said कि fan लगा दो आपका प्रॉब्लम दूर हो जाएगी. But I believe that if the operator is thinking in that direction, he is solving two problems with one solution. You got my point? So thinking creatively is a skill. Everybody can become a skillful creative thinker and a solution provider. Okay, but the only thing is we have to come out of our traditional way of thinking. We have to come out of the conventional way of thinking. Okay, I still have time, so I will continue. This is another interesting example from a Japanese company. You know, there are always issues between the workers and the management. And the management generally doesn't listen to what the workers' demands are. Are you getting this? A general problem. The solution is a creative one, which is out of the box, that start manufacturing only one side shoes. So the company will continue to work. There will not be any stopping of the production. Okay. So the management cannot blame the workers because they are working. They will get their salary in time, but the manufacturer, the owner of the company, will not be able to get the profits because the sales will get down to zero. Okay. So this is also one creative solution. Yesterday there was a problem that we have to have minimum of 75% of attendance. Do you agree that this is a problem with you? How many of you agree that this is a problem? आपका administration वाले नहीं देख रहे हैं. They are looking at me. Got it. So 75%. I gave an immediate solution that each one of you contact your member of parliament and ask them to pass a law that abolish this 75% rule from the universities. Can you do that? Who is saying yes? You are not willing to take up with this solution. Okay. But this is one possible way. You can approach a member of parliament. They can put this legislation in the parliament, and your problem can be solved forever. Okay. But it may quite happen that the lectures will become so informative and so enjoying that you will always get 100% attendance. Okay. So it is on the other side, on the speakers. It is the responsibility of the speaker that they make their lectures so informative, so enjoyable, so interactive that every student is compelled by his own choice to attend that particular lecture. So everybody will get 100% attendance. So I think, sir, shall I continue for another 5 minutes?
Yeah, because the delegates, they are taking, there is some meeting which is.
So I'm stopping here, and there is a 2 to 3 minutes where you can ask any question if you have. I will be able to answer it. The question should be creative. This is one condition, because I will be able to answer only creative answers to your problems. Any questions, please? So, okay, there are no questions. Can you tell me anything which you have understood in these 5-10 minutes? Any one of you? Exactly. Rules के ऊपर जाके सोचना है. Okay, he has got a justified answer. Every one of us has got a perspective to look at the things. They have several meetings which they have to attend. So they say that they have understood that we are already late in the program. That is why I am sending you. Okay. Well taken, sir. So any one of you who could tell me any one thing which they have understood? Actually, this is the habit of conventional thinkers. Conventional thinkers think that if they speak something, there are others who will point mistakes in their statement. And creative thinkers are those who do not have any problem in speaking out their creative ideas. That we have to change over. Your wild idea, anything that is wild is the one which is more creative. And there is a saying that there is a very thin boundary between being creative and being insane. So if somebody is telling you that you are insane, it means that you are more creative. I know, I can understand. Do you understand the meaning of insane? कभी किसी को बोला गया है कि you are insane? Then you are the creative person. Okay, thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. I request all the participants to have patience. Dignitaries on the way.
This is थोड़ा attentive बस. बच्चों से attentive. Зачем? Это Давай. Он También vale razón como no te çam. Нужно быть çam. Takım da çam. Ya da şimdi çam. Guidance. This oraya? Çünkü o kadar olmuş. Şeyler, nazar tabii ki. Это же इंशाल्लाह इंग्लिश है तो टास है पहली ग्रेड टास है कुछ भी चाहिए तो भी लगाओ लक्ष्य ना बाजू या मैं मेरे में दूसरा टास है Location? China sta chale. No, no, that's all. Tayo, tu kaya chu. Tu kaya chu. Okay. Amisat, abagla amisat shala. Okay, chalo. Okay, बता रहा मुझे. मगर चला है. amisat. ये चला. लगी ना जमना सरस्वती. Salanda başarı.
Sıkı canı bu. Küçük oğlan o. Çıkmıyor bana. Hadi ya bu. Ya diyor çocuk kaçı.
चलेवा.
Thank you sir.
Let's go. चलेवा. Geç. Ya bakara zoom.
Ruh çüğüre çüğürken.
Güzel ruh.
Kaç. Ne saat ya.
Terik zaman क्या?
Kaç.
तो
Kaç. Kaç olur. Hoş geldin.
कर सुन कर भी. हाँ. बोलने सी बात. खुद को ठीक है. इधर कैसी बात. हाँ. तो मना. हाँ. कौन सा? कहाँ पे? कौन कर zoom? हाँ. एक फोन لا يا وش قلت لك كان كده
Bakalım. Bu şarkı
चलो مش انا شفت زبردست والله هذا الفوتو يا شيخ ايش فوتو والله المصريين جالس واريس
Şaban.
इंजीनियर के सरस्वती पेट संगीत के क्या पेटला गया
Sir. Ki na zundra monster.
क्या सोचे ये चुमा से जोड़ा गला मुझे पता है शाम में उसको क्या क्या
saat olacak.
ना कुछ पेट
I should write in effect. The kitchen project graphic. Ya yazda çok da moita var tabii ki ya.
Şahban.
तलक कुछ
Ya da Şahban diye ben.
Sen इसके लिए çok da moita var. Kimi है ki?
बेटा सीधा किया करो सीधे उठा
Beda.
देख जाओ मैं आपको बेटी दिखी हो सिमरन
Güzel çıkıyor.
लेकिन उसको क्या
Sajid sahab. हुक्म करो जनाब जनाब करो हेलो हेलो
ده بيساعد شيء حتى الحاجة
बाला साहब अस्सलाम वालेकुम बाला साहब हुक्म कर सा क्या कुछ सामान हो क्या कुछ सामान छो कौन का जिस सुहेल आना सुहेल ये तुम कैमरा से तुम ना कैमरा सेटअप कैमरा ही चोन ना साशी ये चलान ना फंक्शन विश यूट्यूब पे चलान फंक्शन तुम्हें क्या सोचना लिंक दो ये सामान क्या कैमरा क्या कैमरा योच ना चोन बाकी स्विच विच तुम ना कर मैं ना उधर फोन शुक्र मैं फोन मैं ना उधर ऐसा मैच में करा बिना आई हूं क्या हाँ सच बरबरा सेहल सब सोरे ही दिशा लैपटॉप बेचारा सेहल आती है सोर सच वर्ती थी माइक थी लैपटॉप थी सोरे थी good चेशी कैमरा यूज बेगे शी सुया कैमरा रिमोट तो तार से बस ये आपको कैमरा रिमोट भी डन सोरे है कैमरा तार से रिमोट Suç ditmemesi. Var sir. Yutuyoruz. Nerede karayız?
But the registrar, Mr. Nasir Iqbal, Innovation Officer MIC, Professor Mohammed Tariq Pandey, Dean and Director Institute of Technology, University of Kashmir, learned experts, faculty coordinators, Professor Nasir Iqbal, Mr. Sarim Moin, Innovation Officer MIC, Professor Mohammed Tariq Pandey, Dean and Director Institute of Technology, University of Kashmir, learned experts, faculty coordinators, distinguished faculty members, and dear participants. Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to all of you. I, Malik Yunus Ahmed, feel deeply privileged to stand before you and extend a cordial welcome to each one of you. Today is the valedictory function of prestigious technical event under the aegis of AICT title Innovation, Design and Entrepreneurship Bootcamp. This 5-day comprehensive program was organized by the Institute of Technology, Zakura Campus, University of Kashmir from 20th to 24th of April 2026 in parallel with 13 institutions across the country. May I request the Dean and Director, Institute of Technology, Professor Mohammed Tariq Pandey to come and the Registrar, Professor Nasir Iqbal, esteemed guest, Mr. Sarim Moin, Innovation Officer, MIC, to dais, please.
Salam to sir Yoran to Sharat मेरी क्लास उल्ट
I request Professor Mohammad Tariq Wani to kindly present a bouquet and memento as a token of respect to our worthy registrar, Professor Nasir Iqbal, please. May I request Professor Mohammad Tariq Pandey to kindly present a bouquet and memento to Mr. Salim Moin, Innovation Officer, MIC, please.
आइए कर बंद ऐसे
Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. Bilal Ahmed Malik to kindly present a bouquet and memento to Professor Mohammad Tariq Pandey, Dean and Director, Institute of Technology, University of Kashmir. May I request Professor Mohammad Tariq Pandey to present the brief report of the program, please.
Mike.
That's why it could not come, but both of them were busy. Given the importance of this function also, one of our senior colleagues, Professor Nasir Iqbal, Registrar, Regional Manager, SBI, who again could not make this event, but he has been at the forefront of organization of this event. Mr. Salim Moin, Innovation Officer, MIC, distinguished dignitaries, experts, faculty members, and their participants. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all of you. It's my privilege to present a brief report of the Innovation, Design and Entrepreneurship Bootcamp hosted by the Institute of Technology, University of Kashmir. This prestigious national level initiative was organized under the aegis of Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell and All India Council for Technical Education in collaboration with the Wadhwani Foundation and supported by the SBI Foundation. The bootcamp was formally inaugurated on 20th April 2026 at the Ibn Khaldun Auditorium, Allama Iqbal Library, University of Kashmir, by Professor Nilofer Khan, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Kashmir, in the presence of Shri Saurav Bhagat, IAS, Commissioner Secretary to the Government of J&K, as guest of honor, and Professor Rahana Habib Khan, Director, Outreach Extension, SUCOST Kashmir, along with other distinguished academicians and stakeholders from the innovation ecosystem. The inaugural session set the tone to the 5-day intensive program and was complemented by a startup exhibition, providing a platform for innovators to showcase their ideas and solutions. The 5-day bootcamp was conducted from 20th to 24th April 2026, with participants reporting on 19th April across the Hazratbal and Zakura campuses of the university. The program witnessed participation from a large number of innovators, including 80 participants nominated through All India Council for Technical Education and 124 participants registered by the institute, representing diverse institutions such as University of Kashmir, National University of Technology, Srinagar, Sher-e-Kashmir University of Agriculture, Science and Technology, Sikost, New Gen IDE University of Kashmir, Model Institute of Engineering and Technology, Jammu, Guru Kashi University, Bathinda, University of Mumbai, Jamia Millia Islamia, TIGC Institute of Hydropower Engineering and Technology, Garhwal, Sagar Institute of Science and Technology, Bhopal, and Lakshmi Narayan College of Technology, Bhopal, among other institutes. The bootcamp was designed to foster innovation, design thinking, and entrepreneurship sequence through a structured series of expert-led sessions, hands-on workshops, mentoring engagements, and collaborative activities. Over the course of 5 days, 16 structured academic and experiential sessions were conducted in particular tracks, enabling intensive engagement and wider participation. These sessions were delivered by distinguished experts, including Dr. Shri Vidya, Dr. Irfan Rashid, Dr. Ashif Hussain, along with Innovation Manager from MIC, Siddhartha founders and faculty members of the host institute, covering key areas such as problem identification, customer discovery, value proposition, business modeling, prototype, product design, financial planning, commercialization, intellectual property, funding strategies, and pitch preparation. A major highlight of the program was the startup exhibition, where 25 startups showcased their innovative ideas, prototypes, and solutions across diverse domains. The bootcamp also emphasizes experiential learning and inter-institutional collaboration, including an incubation visit to NIT Srinagar and the Institute of Technology, Zakura campus, providing participants with valuable exposure to real-world startup ecosystem. The pitch presentation sessions were conducted in parallel tracks as a core component of the bootcamp, where participants presented their ideas before expert panel. Actually, we are late in organizing this validity function because of the intensive presentations that we held. Particularly, we were actually expecting to host this validity function in the forenoon and wind up by 1 or 1:50. But it took us even after prayers, and we just finished it nearly 3:45. And let me tell you, our guest of honor and chief guest had postponed a few meetings for 11:50. Yeah. Making it here at this moment because we know the engagements of the registrar, how many engagements are there, how many things have to be handled. Thank you very much, sir. The most promising and innovative ideas are being recognized and awarded during this validatory session, and all participants will also be awarded participation certificates in recognition of their active involvement and successful completion of the program. The bootcamp, with active support from technical, teaching and non-teaching staff at the Institute of Technology, was made possible through the immense support of the university administration, including our registrar, Dean Academic Affairs, and many other functionaries. All India Council for Technical Education, Minister of Education's Innovation Cell, Vadavani Foundation, Proctorial Office, Hostel, and Guest House, among many others. The IDE bootcamp has served as a dynamic catalyst for innovation and entrepreneurial transformation, enabling participants to translate ideas into impactful market-ready solutions. It has strengthened innovation, collaboration, and startup readiness among young minds. Building on this moment, the university looks forward to hosting many more such initiatives, further nurturing a vibrant and future-ready innovation ecosystem. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. May I request Dr. Irfan Rashid, Associate Professor, Master Trainer on behalf of Vadavani Foundation to kindly present the brief report of proceedings, please.
Worthy Registrar, respected Director of IoT Zakura, dear observer from AICT, Mr. Sarimoi, my fellow trainer, Ma'am Sri Vidya, and Dr. Ashok Salon, and their evaluators of today's pitch deck presentation. I know we have taken a lot of your time, but you made the deliberation and it was worth it, the wait was worth it. So I was just being told that I am supposed to speak here, so I will speak out of my heart. I am a trainer with Vadavani Foundation since many years now. Vadavani Foundation is a knowledge partner for AICT. So these boot camps are conducted year after year throughout centers, throughout different, for example, the current workshop was actually conducted across 13 states simultaneously. What we were doing here, 12 centers were essentially doing the same sort of stuff. So it's not very easy to conduct such type of boot camps. The logistics in itself is so grave that it becomes sometimes very messy. But let me say this message very loud, that these boot camps are actually making an impact. Wherever they are being organized, they are making an impact. You may ask me what type of an impact. For example, when you register on the portal, when you register your ID on the portal, you actually are on board on the India's Innovation and Incubation platform. So when you do these activities, for example, we did the Lean Canvas activity, so that opens your mind towards the innovation window of India, right? So this is an effort from the ministry to have that spark all over India of innovation and incubation. That's exactly what this bootcamp does. So I have a double privilege at this point in time, that I was a host as well as the guest of University of Kashmir. Host because Institute of Technology, Zakura was conducting it, and guest from Vadavani Foundation, the knowledge partner for ministry. I had a very wonderful experience over the past years as well as today. But my dear participants, maybe some of you might not have been able to upload the milestones, as I was getting message till 1 a.m. tonight that ma'am, I am facing this type of a problem, that type of a problem. But if you're there, if your team is there, if your venture is there, so what's the idea of getting on board on the venture? Actually, from 13 states, all the teams, all the ideas are registered on the portal. The best ones are actually catch hold of. They are connected to the markets. They are given the perfect opportunity. Maybe an investor connects is another goodie for all of you. And one more thing, the access to the portal you're given, right? By virtue of being the attendant of this boot camp, is that I call this portal, I call this platform, I might have told you during the training itself that this is a magic box with you. The things which seem very complicated, right? They are made very easy for you in the form of a capsule course. जो आपको इस वजह से मिला because you are participant of the boot camp. And all those who may not be nominated as the best tweets today, please understand that it's not about winning and losing. What it is all about is, it's about opening the minds. Your ideas are very well taken by the ministry. Ministry is doing a commendable job by organizing these boot camps. Yes, commendable job ke saath saath there might be flaws, there might be messy, some things might be messy at points, but that's a part of learning. Technical glitch honge, somebody may have got the food late, but that is all part of a game, right? So aapka jo end result hai, that is very well taken care of by the ministry, by Vadvani Foundation, and it has opened the doors for you. Please make maximum use of it. Don't stop it here. The aim is not to stop with this boot camp. It is a starting point. Please get associated. You have a mentor too. Some of them are unicorns already. For example, if you have access to the resource link, some of them are the unicorn founders who are associated with ministry as well as Vadvani Foundation. You can make maximum use of it. So, as a host and the guest, thank you so much, and thank you so much for giving today. And Archit, thank you so much for taking the lead from Kashmir for doing this boot camp. Right, we will keep on coming back to you and organizing such boot camps for our students, because we are just building this innovation and incubation system. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, ma'am. May I request Mr. Salim Moin, Innovation Officer, MIC, to deliver his address, please.
So good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, sir. खाना नहीं लगे हैं, मैं कंप्लेंट तो आ रही थी खाना नहीं है, but सिंगल खाना नहीं लगे हैं. So distinguished guests on the dais, of the dais, and most importantly, the innovators of tomorrow. As we conclude the innovation, design, and entrepreneurship boot camp, we are not simply, ending a simple training program. We are right now launching a new cohort of problem solvers. So during the bootcamp, we initially started with the concepts of the design thinking, how to understand the problem statement, various strategies of the startup, how to get funding, and more importantly about the patent and the intellectual property. So eventually you have drafted some sustainable business model, or maybe you have drafted some ventures, and you have presented. And today some of you will be awarded with the best wishes. So there is no funding associated with that. This is a certificate that recognize your efforts during the 5 days of bootcamp. Some of them have done a good job, and they were rewarded during this. Now, from all the above topics, you have now get a foundation where you can convert your raw innovation into a market-ready reality. Now, I have met many of the students. Like after this bootcamp, what's next? So there are multiple programs which our Ministry of Education they are running, where we are hand-holding and supporting the students, innovators or the startups from the United Education Institute. So one of the schemes, I think many of you might be aware of. It is one of the schemes called as IoT scheme. So we are providing up to ₹10 lakh as a seed fund to each of the startup, and apart from that, how to register or what is the process? Just go to Google and search for the IoT Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, right? And just register through your whatever it's maybe like University of Kashmir. They have a dedicated portal for that. So you know where to approach. So there might be a spot which is dedicatedly handling the UT portal. So you need to approach them from your institute or the university, and they will help you with the registration process. Apart from that, we have also launched MOE Investor Network. What Madam right now has said that there are many unicorns and you can go and approach them. But what we came to know that you don't find any leads in that. So what we had done is we have started with the MOE Investor Network. We have a pool of 100 investors. They can be from big ventures and funding or unicorns. So we have set up that investor pool where we will provide you with additional funding support apart from the UT platform. And talking about one more initiative is the Kapila, where the Ministry of Education is helping you with the patent application filing cost at a very minimized rate. You can go and check the Kapila platform for that. And apart from that, there are many other schemes in the Jammu and Kashmir region itself, So one is the Jammu and Kashmir startup policy, which was launched recently in 24, and the vision is to create 2,000 startups. And in that, they are providing 250 crores of fund, which have been established to provide early stage equity and growth support. Apart from that, we have also Jammu and Kashmir Bank Startup Finance Scheme, where they are offering loans up to 2 lakh to 10 lakh rupees for the new enterprises in manufacturing or services. And apart from that, we know about the incubation and infrastructure support for the students. You can just see there is CII in University of Kashmir. There is also one in NIT Srinagar, and one is IUSP Foundation as well. So you can just search on Google what type of incubation centers are nearby to your region, which can support or mentor the startup or the venture. And apart from that, you might be also aware of Startup India National Scheme. So they are distributed through local incubators for proof of concept, prototype development, or market entry. So these were the schemes of the Ministry of Education Innovation Cell and the state level initiatives which are providing the funding support and mentoring from the various channels. Right? So finally, I would like to thank the entire team from the University of Kashmir, especially the Vice Chancellor Madam, along with the Registrar Sir and team Sir, and none other than, a big round of applause for our Director Sir. They have worked day and night to make this bootcamp, successful, and they have ensured that all the students get, the best facility from the wonderful location which is in Srinagar. And also, I would like to thank the pitch panelists who could get time to mentor these students and evaluate the young innovators. Last but not the least, a big round of applause for the student volunteers who have really helped me. Without you, it would not have been possible to do it. So thank you so much, guys. So all the best for your future, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your inspiring words. May I now request our worthy registrar, Professor Nasir Iqbal, to deliver his lecture, please.
Good evening, Adab, Assalamu alaikum. Dear friend, colleague, Dean of the Engineering and Director of the Institute of Technology, Professor Tariq Sir. We have the immigration officers sitting on the dais, other guests sitting in the audience, my other colleagues, and the important part of this event are our dear students. So I will be very brief because I can see you had a very busy schedule today. Not today, right from the last 5 days. So I will not take too much of time because everyone is seeing the voice. So of course it's getting late, but I will not give you blame for that. If you have to blame, you have to blame the director. Let me tell you the joke of today's time. Your director sir called us very early, yesterday, actually late evening. I was in touch with him up to 11:30, in fact, during the night. Then we decided that we will start at 11. Then he WhatsApped me, said 11:30. He WhatsApped me, said 12:30. He WhatsApped me, said 2:30. He WhatsApped me, said 3:30. Then finally he WhatsApped me, said 4:30. We didn't even materialize at 4:30. And believe me, honestly, today all our schedule got disrupted because of that. But since he is a man of innovation, he is a man of technology. We respect him, we love him, we have great regards for him, and also for the whole team. I contemplate the Institute of Technology headed by the director, along with all his colleagues who are sitting here. I need not to mention the names because we all know them. And then the student volunteers who have been very busy in arranging this boot camp for the last 5 days. On the day of the inauguration, I was in the audience. So I was well aware about the importance of this camp. See, in the country as a whole, we are moving very fast as far as the innovations and the technology is concerned. Our Honorable Prime Minister has a dream that the whole country has to be innovative. You might have heard about the important dream, the important task, the important target, that is Viksit Bharat 2047. In achieving the Viksit Bharat 2047, it will be only done by the innovations and if we are technically or technologically very strong. Yesterday, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of the UT of J&K, who is also the Honorable Chancellor of our University of Kashmir, has stated somewhere that we are now having about 1,800 startups in the whole J&K. These startups come from universities. These startups come from institutes. Of course, some of the startups would definitely have come from the college. But I still believe that there is a lot to do more. Today, we had not a surprise, but just we decided to visit our museum. I think Dr. Irfana is here. Few weeks or few months back, she had been coming to me with not a complaint, but with not a request, of course, with a statement that they need some more space. I told them 3, 4, 5 rooms are more than sufficient for you. But she said that no, sir, I am trying my best to upgrade this division because we will be having more startups. We will be writing more projects for the funding agencies so that our students will come up with good ideas and we can have pre-incubations, we will have incubations and so on and so on. Meanwhile, our Honorable Vice Chancellor told me that let us do one thing. Let us trust Dr. Irfana and allot the whole space. I said yes, and we immediately issued the order. Today, after a few weeks only, maybe 1 or 2, 3 weeks, we visited the Division Center. I am not praising because she is here, but believe me, honestly, I have praised it today many times in my office. I was so happy to see the progress that has happened in Asia. So this is actually what the university wants. Similarly, we have the Institute of Technology headed by Professor Tariq Sahab. And let me tell you that I have a very long relation with Professor Tariq Sahab. Basically, we happen to be good friends. And we are good. We happen to be good friends and we are good friends and we will be good friends always. When I took over as the registrar of the university, we had a director who had done a very commendable job here. Then the Honorable Vice Chancellor told me that since that director had to take some more responsibility, so we need to place someone new person there. In one go, I told the Vice Chancellor, ma'am, I have a name, but it's you who have decided. He told me, tell me the name. Within a fraction of a second, I told it's Professor Tariq Sahab. He told me first to talk to him and see that whether he is ready or not. मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ ना आपके सामने बोल रहा हूँ, so इसमें कोई झूठ नहीं है. Just something. The next day I called him in my office, requested him to come to my office. I requested him that we are deciding to have the Institute of Technology to be looked by you. Believe me, honestly, he was not interested at all. He said, no, मैं तो ठीक कर रहा हूँ, I am very busy in my department. Then I told him that the university needs your services because in general, being a professor, being an officer, in any way, we have to help the university. I told him that we have to accept. So since he couldn't say no, but today I congratulate Professor Tariq Sir along with all his dear colleagues that sir, you have done a wonderful job. I gave him the shape of Institute of Technology into the more I can say that in the form of science. But that story will not end here. I'm sure that we still need to do many things. This institution should be an institution of innovation. This institution should be the institution of ideas. Sometime back, I was debating with one of my colleagues that how can we define the university? There are very traditional definitions. University is a seat of higher learning, that's okay. University is an institution which offers academic degrees in the form of, it can be graduates, postgraduates, doctorates. In university, we are committed to the research, we are committed to have the teaching. But now the nomenclature of the universities have changed with the passage of time. The universities have gone much more ahead. University is an institution, it is a factory of ideas. I believe that is a very appropriate definition. Where we can sit together, discuss the ideas, come up with plans. Whether it is research, whether it is teaching, whether it is innovation, whatever you have to do. I am sure that throughout the country, people are trying their best to move very fast as far as the innovations are concerned. See, we all know that in job market, particularly in the government sector, there are challenges. You cannot provide jobs to everyone. So therefore, there's an alternative way. We can do much more better than what government jobs we are getting. That will only come if we have startups. And you know that in startups, we are being supported by the government departments. We are being supported by the funding agencies. But then, checking and seeing the type of the startup is very important. You need to have a mentor. And I am sure that people like Professor Tariq Saab, Bilal Saab, Riyaz Saab, and all other people who are here, Dr. Irfana, you are good mentors. So it is high time to guide our youth very straightly, very properly as far as the innovations and technologies are concerned. I would request Professor Tariq Sir, he should look for an arrangement where at the end of our BTech programs, he should have he has very good circles throughout the country. In administration, we can support it. If he will tell me that we have to go to Delhi, we have to go to Bombay, we have to go to Calcutta, for making the placements of our students, particularly who have completed the BTech degree, we should do that. Rather than any student who has completed BTech and goes and stays at home. That is not the innovation, that is not the technology. The present boot camp must have given you a lot of experience. I was just seeing the list of the activities that you have gone through. Programs, teams, presentations, sort of preparations. This is what actually we need. We have a guest on the dais. I would request him. So I would request him that you might have seen the University of Kashmir in these 5 days. Sir, Kashmiri students have a great talent. The only thing is that we need to capture that talent. Our students from the country. I have seen many students who might have come from Jamia Millia, as I have been given some understanding, from other institutions out of JNK. All the students have a great talent. And all these students can do wonders. The only thing is that we need to provide them support, we need to provide them the facilities at the right time and catch them in information technology period at a very appropriate time. So I would request you, I would request Professor Tariq Saab to have more such kind of programs in future. एक चीज तो है, there are administrative challenges. ये जो बच्चे हैं ना अभी छोटे हैं, उधर जाते हैं, इधर जाते हैं, तो वो ऋषि के दायरे में नहीं रहते हैं. Maybe when we were young, like we would have done the same. So you need not be blamed. Of second time, I particularly the students who have come from outside. Of second time, I और हमारे जो प्रोग्राम्स में उनमें शामिल हो जाए. But the only thing is that once you come, it is our great responsibility to take your care. Because when you come, your parents throw a trust on us. तो इसीलिए अगर मेरे डीन साहब ने, डायरेक्टर साहब ने और किसी ने किसी स्टूडेंट को डांटा भी होगा, वो जरूरी है. And hopefully you will never have mind. आपने कोई mind नहीं किया होगा, because we are here as parents and guardians for you. So you should always be very cautious, particularly when you go to somewhere else. That's a very important advice I want to make through this. Rest congratulations to the students, to the participants who are here for the last 5 days. You have done a wonderful job by having a very active participation throughout the camp, and hopefully, inshallah, once you will go back to full of wisdom. Particularly the students who were very active participants of this camp. So with these words, thank you very much. You have done a wonderful job, and I am sure that you will continue to support the university or such kind of initiatives in future. Thank you very much.
On behalf of everyone present, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to your valuable insights and inspiring words. May I request all the dignitaries to please step forward on the dais to present certificates, awards, and to the trainers, to the pitch presenters, participants, and panelists. First, we will begin with the trainers who have done a commendable job during these 5 days. First among them is the favorite for all the students from locals as well as non-locals, Dr. Sri Vidya Subramaniam, Master Trainer. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, photograph.
Dr. Ashif Hussain, trainer, Government Foundation. Dr. Irfana Rashid, Associate Professor, Management Studies, Youth, University of Kashmir. Dr. Irfana Rashid. Mr. Burhanuddin Khatib, Startup Founder, Kashmir Innovation Lab.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. वही है
Next are our panelists who have done a commendable job in evaluating the pitch presenters. Among them is the first Dr. S.M. Muzakkir, Professor, Jamia Millia Islamia, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Mr. Ashif Hussain Dar, National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, NIDE.
वो निकल गए
Dr. S.P. Kalajar, Consultant. Dr. Naveed Hamid Bhatt, Chief Executive Officer, Proposed Kashmir, SKI, IDE. Ms. Sana Aftab, Chief Executive Officer, Greenwood Incubation Foundation, NIT Srinagar.
She has left.
Mr. Jahangir Hamid Lord, Incubation Manager, Greenwood Incubation Foundation, NIT Srinagar. Mr. Burhanuddin Khatib, Product Design and UX Expert.
हाँ वन मोर आता है नहीं आप कहाँ हैं किस डिपार्टमेंट में
Mr. Sheikh Yasin, Founder and CEO, Curve Electrical.
किस पार्किंग में
Dr. Ramsa Jan, Jamia Millia Islamia. Engineer Jahangir Hamid,
गेट पे
GIF NIT Srinagar.
आप एक चीज कीजिए वो अपनी गाड़ी में है ठीक है कोई बात नहीं आप मेरी बात कराएं किसी सिक्योरिटी पर्सन से
Engineer Ruful Alam Bhatt, Senior Assistant Professor. Next is single point contact ID bootcamp, none other than Dr. Bilal Malik. Best Sport Pitch Presenter Awards. Award goes to team first, team Kavach. Next is the best 4 pitch presenter awards. The award goes first team to Team Kavach of Shyam Narayan. Second is Team Antrix LNCT Bhopal. Team Antrix LNCT Bhopal, please.
Sir, pen drive, sir.
Team NeoGod Model Institute of Engineering and Technology JNK. Team Victrix Fusion IFGC University of Kashmir. Now we will distribute some certificates. Certificates to AICT registered participants. Now, certificate distribution for AICT registered participants. Number 1 is Anshul Soni. All those participants who have come for AICT registered participants are please requested to come on the days. Anshul Soni, Satyanarayan Chauhan, Sumit Devada, Divansh Shukla, Ravinder Dutt. All the participants from all the AICT registered participants, please come on the days to have a photograph and take your certificates. All the participants also host institute registered participants are also requested to please come on the days to have a photograph with the dignitaries. All the participants of the host institute registered participants, please come on the days to have a photograph with the dignitaries.
The person, Actually, we couldn't go to the QRS system.
क्या निमिषం चलो नहीं तुम 10 बटन 10 printed.
Next is certificate of appreciation for the organizing and volunteers. All the organizing team along with the volunteers are doing a job.